You know what? The hell with Kevin Durant. The hell with Kawhi Leonard. The hell with Kyrie Irving. The hell with everybody. I mean, what about Klay Thompson? Now, obviously, I'm only playing around when I say the hell with those guys because we're talking about very elite players who are superstars that any team would be lucky to have, particularly a team like the New York Knicks, because that's where my interest lies, and that's where I'm opening today's show. I'll get into the Rams being in the Super Bowl. I'll get into this being the anniversary of Kobe's 81-point explosion on the Toronto Raptors and my man Jalen Rose. I'll get into all of that a little bit later on as the show progresses. I got a lot of stuff to get into today. Trust you me. But did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see what transpired last night as Klay Thompson for the Golden State Warriors, the reigning two-time defending NBA champions, put on a shooting clinic, a shooting exhibition, reminded everybody that he is one of the top 5 shooters in the history of basketball. That's right, I said it. And for all you young whippersnappers that wouldn't know anything about a Jerry West to a downtown Freddie Brown to a Ricky Pierce to a Dale Ellis, you could throw Allen Houston into the equation. You can throw Ray Allen and Reggie Miller into the equation. You can throw Jeff Hornacek into the equation. You can throw the great Steve Kerr with his shooting self into the equation. John Paxson, add him in the mix too. Craig Hodges, blackballed from the NBA for reasons we will not get into. But what a great shooter he was for Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the early heyday years of Phil Jackson coaching them to championships. You can pick any shooter you want. But without question, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter in the history of basketball. Period. End of discussion. There is nobody that is better than Steph Curry. But I bring up his name ahead of Klay Thompson for one reason and one reason only. If we took away the shot off the dribble and we simply talked about rolling off the screens of picks, or set up shots, you could actually make the argument that Klay Thompson is a better shooter than Steph Curry. Now, all around total, in terms of shooting from the left, shooting from the right, shooting from the top of the key, shooting from either wing, shooting off the dribble, shooting standing still, shooting on the run, it does not matter. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter we have ever seen in the history of basketball without question. But if you simply talk about spot-up shooting or curling off picks and screens and pulling up, I challenge anybody to definitively tell me that there's a better shooter on the planet than Klay Thompson, definitively. Because only one other person comes to mind, and that would be Steph Curry. I throw Ray Allen and Reggie Miller into the equation in terms of set shots. I do that. But Klay Thompson's right there. Top 5 shooter all time. Take into account the fact that he's 6'7". Take into account the fact that he can defend multiple positions. Take into account the fact that even in this day and age, as a third wheel, he still does what he does. And doesn't it make you ashamed of yourself that you were acting up a few weeks ago when Klay Thompson was in his slump? I said it then, I say it now. I have never been worried about Klay Thompson, ever. About his shot. I don't give a damn about some slump. Him on an off day is a better shooter than most folks on their on days. He's that great. He's that great. This is Klay Thompson, baby.